any morning. I counted down and then shouted good any morning and then was like, wait, no, wait. Good any morning, everyone. I'm eating toast. Gotta have the breakfast, most important meat of the day.
Good. Yes, there we are. Good any morning.
Good.
I know what happened, but regardless.
Regardless.
Your screen is safe, isn't it, Sophie?
Thank you, Mike.
Is it safe, Joe?
Yeah.
There we are. Hello, welcome. That's the Jacksepticeye.
I need that.
Need that.
Need that app. I
Okay.
need to open my Steam.
We had the guest appearance of Jacksepticeye for a brief moment.
Yeah, you would think that we were not big enough YouTubers to have him on the show, but you know what?
He swung by. He's
Yeah,
such a gracious
he's a real
fellow.
good pal.
That's a joke. As a good morning Tib, and a morning to Emma, and a good morning to Jennifer Wright, and a hello to a pal bro fella.
Hello, pal fella. Oh. Pal made a really nice comment on one of our videos. Thank you, pal.
Did they really?
Yeah.
So it's a Monday, which means it was a weekend, which means we get to ask you about your weekend.
Shoo.
As Pikachu sneezes over there.
Sorry. Tip, is that so? I would not be surprised if breakfast being the most important meal of the day was a myth spread by Kellogg's.
Yeah.
Just like Santa Claus having a red colour scheme was a myth spread by Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I think a lot of things that make it into the mainstream are suspect sometimes.
Highly suspect.
Highly suspect? Drink some water, and as I was saying, India.
I'm gonna duck away from the microphone while I eat toast just so people don't have to hear ASMR and me chewing.
How was everyone's weekend? How are you doing? Where's that layer where I was doing the soft flush?
Why don't you start us off, Michael? How was your weekend?
It was good. It was fairly relaxed in a way. I felt a little bit ill yesterday, so I just sort of relaxed a little bit more than I would have. And you did an escape room yesterday.
That's so fun.
That's cool.
What was it like? What kind of escape room was it?
That's pretty awesome. Did you escape? Did it have a theme?
Tell them about the one that we did.
Tell them about the one that we did. Which one? The one where we were in a museum, or the one where we're in a witch's cabin?
Either.
You're not really supposed to tell people about it.
I didn't mean tell them the answer to the puzzle. I just meant tell them about the experience in general.
Oh, we did one with we went to one with India's parents, and we got there fairly early, or I think did we get there on time? But the room was being used, so we had to wait or something. And they just sat us down with cups of tea and puzzles on the table for a little bit to get our minds engaged. It was really fun and funny.
We still didn't escape though.
No, we did not. It was cool. It was spooky. A lot of the clues and stuff were occult in nature. And set dressing was interesting. They put in something that in the first, there was like 2 rooms. They put something in the first room that was supposed to solve puzzles in the second, which really tripped us up. But, Palbro didn't sleep at all after the 8-hour stream, and then went to Texas, made some shopping, and came back in the same day. Then they hibernated. Wow. It was a spaceship setting. That's really cool.
That sounds radical. Also, Midget's in the same time zone that we are.
Hey, Midget. Yeah. It is 7:52 where I am, and should probably get in the shower. Because you got school. Yeah, do it.
It was a talking toaster. I don't know how I feel about that. What about when I don't want to have toast for breakfast? They're going to be offended. Also, I finished my toast.
You finished your toast, so you can speech now.
Yeah. I'm no longer starving to death.
Let's see, you had a push. You had a cute push.
I had a great time this weekend though. I got to play creatures with Mike.
Oh.
I forced him to play creatures.
I wasn't expecting what that was.
It was very fun to see you experience it for the first time.
What is this plush?
I don't know. Whatever you want it to be.
Okay. I'll at least map it in.
Just something cute.
A shy guy. Oh, it could be a shy guy.
I love Shy Guy.
Okay, it's gonna be a shy guy now.
Boo and Shy Guys are my two favourite Mario characters.
Just gonna NDA for a second. Need to be able to close no photograph.
Nada.
Nada, yeah. There. Okay, it's reference behind. Yeah, it's just the volume mix.
Monthly today, so I'd like to be able to get a bit of this out and exported so that I can post it and show Ross.
Yeah, can you explain for those who don't know what Animonthly is?
Yeah, Animonthly is a monthly animation showcase hosted by Ross, where everyone just posts up what they've been working on that month. It doesn't have to be complete, it doesn't have to be amazing or anything. It can be as finished as you want it to be. And basically Ross will go through the hashtag Animonthly on Twitter and retweet a bunch of them. So it's a great way to get your animation seen by a bunch of people. It's really cool. And it's really fun to follow the hashtag on the day as well, so you can discover new animators and artists.
Yeah. That's Ross O'Donovan or Rubberninja. I agree. I think it is a really cool way for you to like discover what animators out there are doing and do.
Yeah, I think it's nice that it's a no pressure thing as well. It's just whatever you're working on. It can be something that's just a section of a larger thing, or it can be, you know, a small finished thing or whatever.
Is the theme element to it kind of stopped?
Yeah, I think well, I'm not sure actually. I haven't checked. Ross used to post a theme at the beginning of every month. I don't know if he's still doing that or not.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing.
I might just missed it on Twitter. But the theme is optional.
Yeah.
So that's only if you kind of want to make something from scratch for it. And, you know, want something to start from, starting point.
It's totally optional. You say it. Abro Fala says, also, your Pokemon Sword. playthrough. It's been an amazing start to the adventure.
Oh, I'm so happy. Thank you. I'm glad. We were a little bit worried because we had some audio issues. There's a bit of a crackle in the audio that we couldn't get rid of.
Yeah, we tried.
We're still working on how to fix that. We haven't quite figured it out yet.
I have a theory that maybe it is a combination of where we've attached the microphones to and the laptop vibrating on the same surface.
Maybe.
So just a combination is causing a crackle.
You know, maybe we should try recording some stuff downstairs. It's just such a nice area upstairs in our flat that no one ever uses. It's like the living area, but people spend so much time in the office that it's not really used. So it seems a shame not to use it for something.
Blimey was using it to watch Picard just now.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, it seems like Twitter is this double-edged sword now where, depending on the people that you follow, you can get a lot of outrage very quickly.
It was probably always that way. But we just didn't follow enough people to realise. No, because every day I'm following more people.
Cool.
So I guess there's more chance of that happening.
Yeah.
And of course they have a right to be annoyed about stuff. That's perfectly fine. I just want Twitter personally to be my inspiration pool where I get to go and see cool stuff. I want to refine this drawing a little bit. I could probably leave refining it, to be honest, until I go back through everything. And just move on to doing more of the animation rather than going through and doing another beauty pass on the frames.
Yeah.
You can do the beauty pass afterwards.
Beautification can wait.
Yeah. You know, it just irritates me when I see a frame that I know could be better. I want to go and fix it right then and there. Okay. There we are. Let's get that rough animation back up. Wait a second. There we go. What I wanted.
If I put it here, it breaks the window a little bit more, so it's a little bit more interesting. Like if I hit it here, you wouldn't really, it wouldn't add as much as if I like break that straight line.
That's overlap.
Yeah.
You want to overlap it over the wing a little bit as well.
Like that.
Yeah.
Can do.
Create more depth. There's clear overlap.
Yeah. Matte layer.
That says, "This tune is God. I like this tune."
Cool.
Yeah, Tib, it was doing okay echo wise, I think, because the sound disperses so fast because it's so big. But we were just getting this weird, like, crackly vibration on everything, especially when we're loud.
Yeah.
Which we only discovered after we'd recorded, of course. And we were like, how do we fix this audio? So we did the best we could to fix it, but even like trying to smooth it out on Audition and stuff, it didn't actually get rid of it.
Did you feed the dog?
I fed her, and then I closed the door because I knew she would be super hyper.
Oh.
So she's been fed.
I thought I could hear her clog.
That may well be her clawing her way in here. Like the demon spawn she is.
Oh, I see. Like why it's not working, but there's outside window.
Morning, Brainy. Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you. Here she comes. Figure out how to open the door.
He's like
Door slowly creaking open.
a little velociraptor. Oh.
What's up?
Stop responding.
Oh, really? What the microphone is sitting on is vibrating? Potentially. It could be. We've stuffed cloth into the arms of our microphones to try and stop any vibrations. But it could still be that something is vibrating somewhere.
I think it's dead.
What is? Oh no. You use Krita.
Maybe it's because I've still got creatures running. Yep, it.
Oh, that's good, Tiff, that you haven't noticed it at least. You can hear it on the first few Pokemon episodes. Still trying to figure out. So maybe we'll just try attaching the microphones differently. Something.
Well, that's nice of you to say. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your name. Maybe you could give me the phonetics of it? Oh, for me, I have to go to uni now. So have a great day.
Oh, have a great day too.
Well, take care and thank you for the nice comment.
Yeah, that's super cool.
I kind of like that you don't know how you found us because it means that there's a path somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah. That people are making their way through. Good morning, Brinton. How are you doing?
Okay, I've got this much done, but sneakily. Oh, it's still got the selection on it. Almost good.
You know when you do rough animation and then you change the lines a little bit and clean up, and then every frame thereafter you can't go off your roughs anymore because the lines have changed.
You know what that is? That
Bad
is
planning.
well, that is you like trying to improve things as you go.
Yeah, sure is. Not always the best, most efficient thing to do.
Draw this again, yeah.
Again. Okay, so we need another settle frame for her. Because I watched it back through and I was like, oh, that needs more settle frames.
Oh, cool.
So right now she's only got these 3 frames.
What do you think people can do to avoid the mistake that you just made?
The mistake I made of roughing and then changing the lines.
Yeah.
Don't change the effing lines.
Cool.
Make sure you're happy with your rough.
Yeah, make sure you.
If there's stuff you want to change in your rough, then change it in the rough, goddammit.
Yep.
Or live with it. And follow the darned lines. Otherwise, you're roughing and cleaning up at the same time.
And is that a recipe for pain?
Yeah.
Cool. I follow you, goddammit.
I mean, this is me talking and I'm the one who does this all the time.
Yeah.
Like, this is a problem that I have.
That's right. You often don't know they're wrong until they clean up. And that's why you'd keep doing like iterative roughs, so you know it.
I guess so. So there's a bit of a problem with the arc on this hand. It goes down, up, down. That's just going to create a jitter. I want it to be smooth, so I'm going to make it go down, up, and then this is going to be another up. All that needs to be, that hand needs to be higher up. But I think with a fist pump, it's got to come up at the end.
Yeah.
It's not going to go.
No.
So.
Because you have to have that like moment she stops herself and then press follow.
Yeah. So this arm needs to come up.
Oh. Brenton's just like, what's all you all take on the Bambi remake? Our remain silent.
I think it's a shame. It's not going to ruin the original film for me though. It's just a shame that that's what we're going to spend a ton of money doing. I think there are probably more worthwhile things they could do with that money than remake Bambi. You know, at least we'll always have the original film in all its glory. It made me reappreciate Bambi though, because that scene that's been going around from Bambi is amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I had forgotten that Bambi had done such bold things artistically. I should probably watch that movie again. I don't like watching that movie because it gets too real. I like my happy Disney movies, so whenever I choose one to watch, I often leave Bambi on the shelf, as it were.
Yeah, they're releasing a bunch of experimental shorts onto Disney Plus.
I think that's super cool.
So yeah, I think they are. I don't know if they're 2D, but
I don't think any of them are.
Some of them have the aesthetic of being more illustrative, which is nice.
Yeah, I think just releasing shorts and doing shorts is a really cool idea.
Someone said to me that they thought they were doing the remakes to restake claim on the copyright or something by making these, and I was having a think about that, and like my thought is if what they're going to do with that copyright are these remakes, then maybe it would be better if they relinquish their vice grip on properties and let other storytellers have a go, you know?
Well, chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there are easier ways to maintain the copyright.
Probably.
Like, they could have just brought out another Diamond Edition.
Possibly, yeah.
Or whatever, rather than spend millions of dollars remaking it.
That's my feeling.
But I mean, I think the most obvious answer is probably the right one, which is the overwhelming reason they're doing it is probably just money.
I think they are investing in R&D development with the bankroll of nostalgia. That's my thought. It's like enough people will just go and see it that they can try out new technology in each film that kind of has a guaranteed return of investment.
I feel like they could do that with any film that they make though. You can always push the envelope on what you're making. If you want to make something that's got realistic talking animals in it, it doesn't have to be a remake.
Yeah, but it's probably like an easier financial decision to make when you're like, well, we'll stick this familiar brand on it, and it's likely to make more money than something that we have to take a risk on.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is to make any sort of innovative film story-wise, you have to take risks, and I think that risk aversion is hurting the storytelling craft.
It's hurting the company, that's for sure.
What
Because
I don't
people have
understand,
noticed it.
what I don't understand is the reluctance to lean into stylization, or the reluctance to. It feels like they're trying to. This is speaking from a place of someone who's never watched a remake. I've only seen clips of them, but it seems like they're trying to lean toward making it look real rather than making it look appealing, and that feels odd to me.
Well, I mean, that's the point with these live action remakes, isn't it? They want to call it live action.
Yeah, they want. I guess they want
For
to
one
market
thing-
it to a demographic. They want to grab a larger demographic than they have in the past.
For one thing, it's much easier to get an Oscar if you call it live action,
True.
and it's taken more seriously. But also, there's a case of these companies have built up their artistic style over years and years and years. You know, the reason everything looks the same is because everyone has always been imitating Disney and Pixar. But that's why it's so refreshing to have other studios like Sony Pictures playing with completely different styles.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Pixar used to be really good for playing with a bunch of different styles. Like if you look at Up versus Ratatouille,
Yeah.
you know, versus Inside Out. I'm a fan of Sony Pictures things like Cloud with a Chance of Meatballs, though, where it's it's super pushed and the animation's so fun.
Oh, they've gone on to talking about Star Wars, which is a natural progression because it's now owned by Disney.
Yeah.
I saw someone make the argument that they didn't understand the vitriol behind people reacting to the latest Star Wars film. They had gone to see it in the cinema, and it was a decently okay, entertaining film, and they didn't understand. Like they were like, this was an okay film, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And I sort of feel like they squandered an opportunity to tell a truly great story. So
It's very difficult, though, I feel like, when you have a story that's directed by a different person every time.
I don't mean the director or the team on. I think the entire the whole process over these 3 new films. They picked up the ball and they fumbled it through just too many people trying to kind of steal the torch somehow. Like they had a beloved.
Who's they? Like, if you're not blaming the director, who are you pinning this on?
I think it's a case of like too many cooks. Like there wasn't one solid vision. There wasn't one.
I mean, that's what I said. Is like it's difficult when there's more than one director for every different film. You know, I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed the movie. Had a good time. I didn't think it was anything that's gonna really stick with me.
Yeah. The new films have Adam Driver's chest cinema change cinema forever. Fair enough. So yeah, I watched them. They were fun, but they weren't.
They're not what you were hoping.
I wasn't really. I didn't go in being like a massive Star Wars fan. But
Did you come out as a massive Star Wars fan?
I did not. As a fan of storytelling, I came out thinking, huh. And okay, here's the reason why I think it.
Already Poe was going to die, but people liked him so much that they kept him. That
They
makes a
should
lot
have.
of sense.
They should have killed him.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense why Poe was there.
If
Because a lot of time I was like, why is this dude here?
if Poe was going to die, kill him. You know, if that's what the story arc is leading to, follow through. But here's my thoughts on it.
Okay.
The original Star Wars were also a mess.
Yeah.
And it was brought together on the cutting room floor by like the editing team who crafted in such a way that it
Still a man.
that it structured itself into a story that was compelling. Like,
I think the thing that's most compelling about the Star Wars films, honestly, is the world and the characters. Not so much the actual story itself.
yeah, all right.
Like, the Darth Vader Luke thing is super intriguing. But those stories, they don't really have a cohesive theme behind them.
Fair. Other than Skywalker, powerful family.
What kind of theme is Skywalker powerful family?
Just kidding.
Like, what do you think the theme of the first 3 Star Wars movies is? And by that I mean the first 3 that were made, 4, 5, and 6. What do you learn from those films? What does the character learn?
I guess you could warrant that everyone has the capacity for great good and evil within them, and only by choosing the better path can they redeem these people. I don't know.
Maybe, but that's not the lesson that Luke learns at the end of it.
I guess not.
That's not what saves the day.
I mean, in Return of the Jedi, like, I feel like the central story in Star Wars is Luke's relationship to his father, and
not the rebellion blowing up the Death Star.
No, I don't think so. I think it's his relationship with his father. It's him going from idolizing his father and wanting to be like him to understanding who his father was and trying to be as unlike him as possible, to finally seeing his father's point of view. And
to make that cohesive in the films, you would have to go through them and cut so much and pull so many threads out to tie that through.
Possibly. Probably. I think the films successfully communicate that.
I think that's something that you could interpret from the film.
Maybe. I've only seen the original trilogy once, so I'm going off very sketchy memory.
We should watch it again together.
Yeah.
But I love those films anyway. I love them. I love the setting. I love the characters. I love the world. I love like Jedi powers. I love the Force. But
here's the thing I'm thinking is that those that were involved in making these 7, 8, and 9,
mm-hmm.
they were fans themselves of the original trilogy.
You think that was a problem?
I think that might have been a problem, yeah. Like, if you have a certain sense of reverence, that's it, or something, then your interaction and treatment of it is changed in some way. Like, it's almost like, oh, we're not really sure. It feeds into an uncertainty of how you change it in such a way that's both meaningful but stays. There's this whole feeling of like, it doesn't feel like a Star Wars film, or like it needs to stay true to what a Star Wars film is. And I think instead of trying to make a story set in the Star Wars film, they were intentionally trying to make a Star Wars film, like a Star Wars sequel, which affects why they were doing it. And if you affect why you're making something at that fundamental level, it's a really shaky foundation to build anything on.
Well, that's why things sometimes feel like fan art, isn't it? Like
yeah,
fan fiction
or like a
is
homage rather than
is when there's such reverence for the characters that you're kind of scared to do anything with them outside of just celebrate their presence.
So that's why I feel like those films, they take the surface elements of what, like, people have said that Force Awakens feels very similar to A New Hope, because the surface elements and the plot elements are there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, ship crash lands on planet, finds orphan, effectively. Luke wasn't, but becomes one. And then orphan goes off on adventure, big Death Star looking thing at the end, blow ups, hello, you know?
I just think that it goes from reference to reference, nod to nod, rather than tracking a cohesive story arc through its characters' experiences.
Yeah.
You know, it goes, this is the place where the Death Star is now, and this is this character from the original series, and this is a homage to this original scene, and it goes from that to that rather than cohesively through what the character is thinking and feeling.
Like, visually and cinematically, the films are really well done. I would argue. I
would also say, though, visually and cinematically, and in the way they're shot, they do show through that reverence that they have.
Yeah. Like, concept design and visual, yay. But appropriate, meaningful effect on the story,
I think you have to be prepared to kill your babies if you want it to feel authentic.
I think it just
because
comes down
when the original Star Wars movies came out, before there were tropes, before they became massive, they didn't know which parts of their film was going to be big. They didn't treat anything necessarily as more important than anything else because there wasn't a fan base to satisfy.
They didn't know if it was going to work.
Yeah, but that meant that they could take risks.
A lot of the people working on the first Star Wars film didn't think it was going to work. I know that the actor that played Obi-Wan Kenobi was just like, I don't think people will like this movie. And the concept artist, Ralph McQuarrie, was like, I didn't think this film would ever get made. So I tried to be as outlandish with my work as I could.
Didn't you say that it got put together better in editing? So maybe it was originally a mess.
Yeah, I think so. There was a whole bunch more of a sequence of Luke being on Tatooine, talking to like a friend, his best friend there. I think his friend was like cut from the whole movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not aware of Luke talking to anyone on Tatooine except for.
So Luke wanted to be a part of like the pilot academy thing.
Yes.
And he had a whole like.
And he eventually becomes that.
Yeah, he had a whole sequence of things where he's like talking to someone who is a pilot.
And has to learn to trust the Force in order to destroy the Death Star.
Yeah.
Which would be the theme of the movie if it was supported anywhere else in the plot.
It is a little bit. Like I feel like use the Force is a comparison to trusting yourself.
Yes, that is why it could be the theme of the movie. Except all the other plot stuff kind of gets in the way.
A little bit. Yeah.
Which is why when you say what's the theme of Star Wars, people are like, oh, family, and everyone's got a dark side, and
there's a lot of
feels like it was probably angling for trust yourself, learn to use the Force, and trust your gut, but it kind of got distracted by a bunch of stuff along the way.
Maybe so. Let me draw. Do you think there's too many themes maybe rather than a theme?
I think there is a theme, but it's confused and not stated very clearly. So that when you ask people what the theme of Star Wars is, you get a bunch of different answers, and none of them are the theme that's stated at the end, which saves the entire day.
Gotcha.
And is also stated at the beginning, which is like Luke not trusting the Force and not wanting to let go and not understanding, and then letting go at the end and then saving everyone.
The soundtrack's good though.
I like a lot about that film, like just because there are things about it that aren't cohesive doesn't mean I don't like it.
It's often been likened to the hero's journey.
Yes.
So structure-wise, it had that to sort of bounce off of.
I guess so.
You know, call to adventure, refusal of the call, all that.
Yeah,
all that
give
stuff.
me one film that doesn't have a call to adventure. This is my problem with the that structure.
Yeah, it's true.
Is it so generic? It's like equilibrium, disequilibrium, equilibrium. That's the structure of a story. It's
I see
like,
what you're
yeah, of
saying.
course, because if you didn't have the disequilibrium in the middle, there would be nothing that you're saying at all.
I feel like what you're saying there is more plot than story, though.
What's the difference?
A plot is a sequence of events. A story is the meaning behind those events, changing the elements involved in the events.
Well, then you're also talking about plot structure, not story structure, because story is theme.
Okay.
Story discussion. If story is what the film is about with a capital A, then plot is what the film is about with a small a.
Good way to frame it. Oh, by the way, India's a master storyteller, and you're now in a storytelling class.
I'm
Welcome.
not. Don't say that. I am not.
You have
But
a pretty good sense
about it.
for it.
Well, that's super cool of you. Thank you.
This is.
I've made one thing
that
I had influence over the story, and it did okay.
That is not true. You wrote Girl in the Glim as well.
That's true. So I haven't finished that. So how much of a success that is in terms of storytelling is yet to be seen.
Well, people want to read the second one, so I'm gonna take the win.
Well, that's good.
I was gonna say something. Yes. Okay. This is not a humble brag.
Isn't
coming
it?
up that I'm about to say, but it tickles me when because I read the comments on the Starlight Brigade video of
all
course
the time.
Of course I do. It's the biggest thing I've ever been involved in that is getting so much feedback, and that's valuable. I'm gonna put Jablinski on music for this.
Jablinski.
And or what was I saying? There are comments, and there's more than one of them. But it's along the lines of they've managed to put more story and heart in 4 minutes than I've seen in things that are larger scale or large films. And I that always makes me smile, because I watched you for that year with the team trying to refine and hone all the storytelling decisions and make sure they were clear and make sure that they
meaningful.
They were, yeah. And so it's cool. People can there's no dialogue. There's very little character interaction, but when they do, it's meaningful. We had to try and show a time skip somehow, and we had to decide where that was gonna occur.
Originally going to be 2 times. It sounds like that's too many times.
It's too many in 4 minutes. It's too many time skip. So that comment makes me smile, because it's people responding to the story of it.
Yeah, I mean, it feels great that people feel that way about it. At the same time, I wonder whether it's much easier to tell a story that feels cohesive and that leaves people feeling satisfied
in a shorter
in
amount.
4 minutes than it is in a 4-hour movie thinking about Star Wars and how long they are. But
I think when
yeah,
you have more time, it's harder to manage for sure. I think it's harder if you have more time to tell the story. The level of editing that you need to do, like it widens the lens. You almost get to the point where like you have too much freedom and then you have none at all. Like I felt like Rise of the Skywalker, everyone was giving you exposition as they were running to the bathroom. Was the feel of the pace. We're like, this has happened, we have to go and do this now. All right. There was no. There's only one point where the characters seem to be sitting still and talking to one another, and it when Finn and Poe are playing the fighter chess game with Chewie, and one the whole thing in. They're like, he must be cheating. He's so good at this, he must be cheating.
yeah.
But in the original films, it's like, let the Wookiee win or he'll dismember you.
Yeah.
Which suggests that he's not that good at it, but you have to let him win anyway. Thanks for the contradiction in lore.
Maybe he got super good.
Maybe how does someone get super good if they're never actually challenged?
I mean, that's its own discussion.
That is like that is the smallest pedantry I think I had in the whole film. Where I was just like, what? No, let the Wookiee win though.
No, I agree though. Like, I think one of the things that was
Consistency.
most charming about the original 3 films that were made is that they were not afraid to take their time and just kind of immerse you in the world. Whereas it felt like the latest films are very scared to take their time with anything.
Well, the thing about the original trilogy is that all of the things that they're talking about and alluding to were from the past. Like, this is a lightsaber, the weapon of the Jedi. Like, all this thing that happened way long ago and that they could take the time to explain. But then this film, you're just saying, like, oh, you know about lightsabers, you know about Jedi, you know about this. So we have to up the ante and the stakes because you've already seen. I think that's the trouble with sequels that are set in the same world. I had a thought about that, and I was explaining. And they bring back old characters from the original, and the same sense of reverence is in the kind of shooting of the film. So like they give like epic scene moments and introduction moments for people like Han Solo and Leia and Lando eventually.
Where the camera holds in them and the music plays.
And you're just like, oh, look, it's them. They're in it. Cool. And you're like, you're sacrificing integrity by having to have that moment because you're like, witness them.
Well, that moment doesn't make sense in terms of the actual plot. In terms of what the characters know who are looking at this person. In terms of this person showing up for that moment, there's nothing particularly dramatic about it. But that's where the reference comes in, is because the style of shooting is changed for them because the filmmakers know that you know who that person is.
Yeah, they're breaking the fourth wall with honoring them.
Exactly. It doesn't feel authentic to the situation. It's
an interesting catch-22. But the thing that I was going to talk about here specifically was Lando in Rise of the Skywalker. He lived through the battle that occurred in the previous trilogy. And so he can offer this group of heroes advice based on his experience before. And it's like he can offer this kind of like, oh well, we did it in a 1 in a million chance. So you establish these rules for this world that they live in, that things can work out if you just try.
You believe.
If you believe it, like. But it's weirdly coming from a place where it's more factual because it actually happened. then like, oh, normally the status quo is that doesn't happen, and you're all special. It's weird. It's weird. It's just kind of like he's operating on the rule set that my chat has stopped. I feel like people would be like chiming in on this, but maybe not.
I don't know, but I don't know, dude. I'm kind of losing what you're saying a little bit.
Sorry, it feels like he's operating in a universe where slim to chances occur, so he's acting in a way that slim to chances occur.
I mean, Lando was always a pretty daring person. Lando was always like, fuck it.
Guess so. I guess I just felt it. I was like self-aware.
Did you feel like you knew they were gonna win?
Yeah, I felt like the stake. I didn't feel like there were any stakes. I was also like annoyed that a lot of the discussion that Lando had to like convince a certain group of people to do a certain thing was just skipped. It was like, I would have liked to have seen that conversation, but they used it as a like, they used it more as a kind of low moment for one character to a high moment for the instead.
Yeah. I didn't like that it didn't take its own stake seriously either. By which I'm talking about, there's a part where a character makes a noble sacrifice to help people, and then just a little bit later, maybe 10-15 minutes later, that is completely undone, and there was no need for it to be as dramatic as it was.
Yeah.
It's honestly to the point of someone going, I'll take this snake bite so you guys can escape and be fine. And everyone's like, no, you'll die, the snake bite. And you're like, no, I have to do it. You know, I just want to say goodbye to you all one last time. I've been here the entire time. I have to say goodbye to you. And they're like, no. And then they take the snake bite and they take them back to the ship. And there's a doctor who's like, oh, I'll just get the anti-venom.
Yeah.
It's just in this cupboard. Okay, there you are, fixed.
Yeah. No, I know the way.
Yeah. It weirdly makes this huge deal out of it, and then there's no big deal made about the fact that a cure is readily available, and everyone knows it's kind of readily available. It's really inconsistent and strange. It's a very strange scene.
Yeah. So welcome to it. Thank you for participating in our TED Talk about Star Wars.
Thanks for listening to us rant about Star Wars for a little bit.
Sorry, we've stopped now.
There's not really a reason for us to rant, because honestly, like I said, I enjoyed the previous movie that I saw. Even though a lot of people think it's a complete mess. I had fun watching it.
It is fun.
There were definitely things I thought could have been executed better. But I'm very easy to please, I think, with movies as well, so. I just want to have a good time. That's all. You know, there's like Star Wars Land at Disney now. And has been for ages. But did you know?
Yeah.
I really want to go. You can make your own lightsaber.
There's like a dancing Darth Vader and stuff, isn't there?
Oh, that's so cool. Is that what those gifts are from?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's so cool. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Is it though?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's a shame if they're trying to keep everything feeling authentic and then they have a dancing Darth Vader. Because it's kind of like, decide if you are poking fun at your own franchise or if you're trying to create a realistic feeling environment.
You can tell when there was film decisions that were like, this gonna be a toy.
We still haven't watched Mandalorian though.
But yeah,
I'd like to watch that. I've heard that it feels Star Warsy in a really authentic way.
I am interested in that, yeah.
And like I said, I love the setting and the world and the character. So I think probably I'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
Galaxy's Edge does not disappoint. I heard that you can make your own lightsaber, Mike, and I just really want to make my own lightsaber with you, but I think it's really expensive because you have to actually pay for the lightsaber, and I think the lightsabers are really expensive.
But you get to like design it yourself, sort of thing.
Yeah. How cool is that, though?
They should have had Leia like pass away between the films. I feel.
Yeah. I wonder if she said in her contract that she was okay with them using her likeness.
Sure.
You know, if anything were to happen.
I think it was a tough gig to be handed.
Yeah, it's hard to think of any tougher gigs to be handed than the final Star Wars film.
Yep.
The previous film of which you didn't have any hand in.
But that's why I extend out the sort of like the mismanagement to it to be the whole thing. The whole thing is tough beast to wrangle.
Yeah.
And I liken it back to that it was made for the wrong reason.
It may be so. Yeah, a grim contract to sign for sure. Yeah.
Funny fan, hello. Welcome to the Twitch side of our stream. Just to reiterate, we're working on an animation together. I'm doing the background art for India's
Foreground animation.
foreground animation.
Just trying to get some follow through on the fringe here.
I think I might treat these two characters. No, maybe I'll put raw.
So guys, if you had to direct a film and you could choose a franchise that you want to direct a film for, what franchise would it be?
I don't think either of us have seen Global Astroline or Groove, so we'll give it a look, Pablo. Thanks for the recommendation.
Yeah, what is it?
You were talking about stories told in a few minutes that came to mind. I think you'd love it. Amazing AMB.
Oh, cool.
I'm really interested in seeing that.
We'll give it a look. Sure.
Doig and Swift are by no means experts.
Oh, that's true. That's true. We are
Just
humble novices. If you guys want to read more or learn more about story though, then I really recommend Frank McDonald's books.
Yeah.
Robert Is it Robert McGee? There's a guy who did a book just called Story that I read that was pretty good too.
I think it's McKee.
Robert McGee. Yeah. But Brian McDonald did books like The Golden Theme and Invisible Ink.
Yeah, they are. I think they might have been put back into print as well.
I hope so, because it was really hard to get your hands on them like 2 years ago. But yeah, if you could choose a franchise, Mike, what would you want to direct a film for?
If I could choose any franchise to make a film for,
Yeah.
my own. Like my own franchise.
You have to choose an existing one.
Oh, to make a sequel to or make a remake of?
Either. Up to you.
No, it changes the question.
A sequel to.
Sequel to. That's a toughie. Gosh, what film? Maybe I should start thinking about films that. Maybe I should think about films that have already had a trilogy. Oh, fuck me. Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man?
Yeah. I want to work it. I want to make a Spider-Man.
That's a good answer.
What about you? Jurassic Park.
Nope. I wouldn't want to touch Jurassic Park. Leave it alone!
Oh, good.
I'd want to do a movie for something which hasn't already got an amazing movie made of it.
That's no fair.
How come?
I'd say it's totally fair.
Yeah,
I thought I had to like make a sequel to a film that was already.
Yeah,
already
choose
made.
choose a franchise. It doesn't mean it has to be a
Okay,
good movie.
okay. You've reverted back to your original question. Cool. Okay. So what would you pick?
Sonic. Sonic doesn't have any good stuff. I want to give it something good.
I think that's a good answer.
I want to make a cool animated adventure movie which doesn't get too angsty and is fun.
What about the
has a
Sonic
good
OVA? That wasn't too angsty and had some fun.
Yeah, I guess. Wasn't very good either though. Yeah, Hardik, you came just in time.
Hey, Harbo. Hey, from Marshall.
Hello, little Quinua. Me from Marshall. Save me from Marshall. I drew a slime and it's a cool character. How about you guys? If you could choose a franchise to direct the next film of, what would it be? Directing a Mario film would be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it would. Would. A Legend of Zelda film.
Ooh, that's a challenge.
Yeah. I feel like it would be similar in tone to the Witcher series. Like fantasy, but not taking itself too seriously.
Be happy if you. I'd don't know if I've seen that film. Have you ever seen that, Mike?
Seen We Happy Few? I don't think so. You recommend it?
Oh, it's the game.
Oh,
Jennifer's game was meh. Concept was awesome. Also want to give it something good. Yeah, that's fair. When you are a fan of something that you know has a bunch of potential. Freaking Outlast movie would be pretty good. Yeah, that would be cool.
I feel like Link talks in Breath of the Wild. So I think he could talk. I think it's
Does
fine
Link
if he
talk
talks.
in Breath of the Wild?
Yeah,
Really?
not audibly,
Oh, you mean
but he gives responses to people's questions.
that's true.
So that to me is him talking. I don't think he telepathically goes, "What you talking about, old man?"
What you talking about, me?
Yeah, he's a reactionary talker.
I do think it makes sense for him to be more of a silent protagonist, though. By which I don't mean fully silent, I just mean a quiet character.
Yeah, like Geralt.
Yeah. Not quite as brooding, though.
No. I kind of see him as being sort of like Peter Pan. You could imagine Peter Pan being kind of like smiling and not really sad.
That's very creepy, Mike.
Okay, fine, whatever.
In the cut, hey, you want us red run when I tell a bit peace. Love is love. Love is love. Hold up with it, got my back on Pippin.
He's like he's sassy. Yeah, he is.
Bitch, windows tinted like how black my skin is. Scoop the shorty in it from a J.
A horror version of Batman would be super cool. A Batman horror film? That'd be so awesome. You could say it in Arkham Asylum.
I mean,
I don't know if you...
a Batman film where it's set from the point of view of criminals.
I mean, that would be interesting too.
Well, that would be the horror one. Like, the
I don't
monster
know if
is
the...
Batman.
I don't know if the horror one is... Oh, I see. You're saying you'd make the villains the good guys.
Yeah.
I think you're missing a trick because the villains from Batman could be so horrific in themselves
Oh, true.
that I think you're like declawing them by having them be the heroes.
Fair enough.
If you guys have read Arkham Asylum, that's almost like Batman horror. It's where Batman is called into the asylum for a reason.
Yeah.
And he becomes kind of trapped within that maze-like place. And he has to face each of the villains again, kind of in their own element.
Yeah.
There's also an element of horror to see what the asylum's actually done to them.
Yeah,
In trying to heal their ailments, as it were, they have made things worse.
Yeah. I guess that's what the games were based on.
You know, and
That book.
the element of psychological horror is Batman realizing slowly that maybe he belongs here.
Yep.
It's very cool. And the art is really like horrific of the characters. You know, Killer Croc looks really like, holy crap.
That's pretty cool. I like the idea.
Yeah, they could just make Arkham Asylum into a film and just do what the book did, and it would be incredible if they did it right. Exactly, just like Batman is ripe for psychological horror.
I was watching the latest season of Titan,
Ooh.
and it's a DC TV series.
Based on Teen Titans.
No, it's more based on like I think the comic series The Titans,
Okay.
which involves some of the Teen Titan characters. Teen Titans is
Based on.
yeah, it's
Titans
it's also-
originally.
yeah, based on
Yeah.
the Titans.
That makes sense.
Dick Grayson or Robin, he instead of imagining like himself chastising him, he imagined Bruce Wayne chastising him over his mistake, but it's like a sassy version of Bruce Wayne.
Oh, that's great. Sassy Bruce.
So I quite okay.
Sassy Batman is everyone's favourite Batman.
He wasn't Batman. Well, if you know what I mean, he was always just like in a suit.
Yeah, he was Bruce. I'm not Batman.
Yeah, Titans is it's fun.
I didn't play the Arkham games, but they looked pretty cool.
I did. I played Arkham Asylum. This next one, Arkham City. Batman, you passed the mustard.
I love that bit so much. I love it so much. And then they're in the car on the way back, and he's like, "Oh, oh,
Whoops.
oh, that's such a good bit from Game Grumps. If people haven't heard it before, you could jump into that joke. It's pretty funny. They go on for a long time.
Hey, Shuch, how's it going?
Hey, shoot. Shaft. That's me.
Duncan Shaft.
Sounds like an awesome like action movie name. Shaft.
What? I'd be Doom. Don't pass me the shotgun. Alright, Shaft.
That's me loading it.
Uploading it.
Loading it. I'm not very good at doing gun reload noises. Have you noticed that whenever you have a gun on screen and someone moves it, it makes like the reload sound?
Like that.
Yeah.
No.
Like, have a look next time you watch any kind of series or movie where there's someone using a gun, and look for all the gun noises that happen every time the gun is moved.
Alright. Sure.
Like that you absolutely wouldn't make because you're just moving around a metal object. It wouldn't keep clicking and making reload noises every time you move it. Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
I'll have a look.
Yeah, guns don't rattle when you move them. They only make reload noises when you reload them.
Really?
Yeah, really, really.
True fact.
True fact.
I should. Oh, I missed a trick. I should have these little dudes illuminated by the lava lamp. I'll do that next.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Mm. What is it?
It's just you.
Hey! What the music's gonna do? See?
I know that. I'm secretly American. I know how gun works. But I don't want gun. So does that make me not American anymore? She's an American. Get her.
Get her.
Get her.
Get her, son. Here's a gun. The sound of someone moving a gun around. Imagine if your gun made that much noise and you were trying to rob someone, like at night, and you were creeping around,
Oh well.
like
you know,
trying to steal stuff, and then your gun was like.
You know the silencers in films like James Bond.
Oh, is that what they're for? So they don't silence the gunshot; they silence the sound of the gun moving through the air.
No.
You put it on, and it no longer goes every
think-
time you move it.
I think silencers are actually called suppressors instead. Maybe, but like
I still call them silencers.
they do not silence a gunshot. They cannot silence a gunshot.
No,
They don't go. Boop. That
like a mouth dart.
that sort of like hyper. That is like complete fiction.
Yeah, still loud, just not as loud.
Still loud.
There's this great game that I really want to play with you that I think is coming out on the PlayStation again soon. It's called Resonance of Fate, and it's a Japanese RPG where you all have guns instead of swords and stuff. And the customized options for your guns are hilarious.
Oh, I think I've seen you play a little bit of that, and
Yeah.
you're just like
So when you are customizing your
360,
gun,
all the scopes.
when you're customizing your gun, you get like your gun on this grid, and then you can slot things into the grid to make your gun better. So you can slot like, I want a drum barrel so I can carry more bullets. I want a silencer on my gun. I want a scope to make it more accurate. But you can just stack them. So after playing it for like 10 hours, you look at your guns and you've got like 5 silencers on and like three gun barrels and a banana clip and like 5 scopes. You're like, yes, I'm ready. No one will hear or see my gun.
Not even you.
I can see across the world with these scopes.
What do you mean? Oh, they won't see your gun because you're so far away.
I'm so far away.
I was like, what part of banana clip scope silencer made your gun invisible?
That's true. You got me there.
If anything, with that amount of attachments on it, they're gonna see you from like a
Yeah,
mile away.
you're like, what's that going over the hill? Oh, it's in this
Is
gun.
it a gun?
And then underneath it, there's this tiny figure of me.
Behold my monstrosity.
I agree, Jennifer, though. Sometimes in England, like especially in places like London, they will have armed guards. And they make me so uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's really strange to see.
There's just something about knowing a person could just, if they wanted to, shoot up the entire place and kill everyone. It's really scary. It's really scary. I don't like it. Even the guards and the police having guns, I don't like.
Yeah, there's a lot of trust. Acquired. Francis guy, hello. We're just goofing.
Yeah, we're talking about guns, which is not a thing that we should goof around about, but
You were talking about guns in the context of a game just
I
before
was.
that.
that's a great game though. I really want to play it with you and show you it. The combat's really unique.
You've showed me.
I want to show you it more.
Okay.
I want to play it with you. How are you doing that, Francis guy? Might just call you Francis.
Immediate betrayal. I might pop both.
Gonna do really subtle movement of her hair, like just settling into place. Hey, welcome back, Bryony.
Hello.
And hello, Mink, the drawing research.
Welcome. Welcome to the stream.
So, Francis says there was this one time in my country there was a raid to catch criminals and they blocked the street and I couldn't get to college. That sucks. I mean, I hope they caught the criminals as well. Whereabouts do you live, Francis? I'm very, very happy that seeing guns is a rare occurrence in the UK and in Ireland. Even though sometimes you still do see them and it's scary. I definitely feel much safer not knowing that not everybody walking around has one.
Yeah.
You know, people say they feel better because they feel that they can defend themselves, but to me, I'm more scared of hurting someone, and like just personally, it makes me feel really unsafe to be around a bunch of people who have automatic weapons like that.
Yeah, it's interesting us coming from a cultural climate where like you don't feel like you need a gun to protect yourself.
Yeah.
To go into a place where you feel like you need a gun to protect yourself.
Yeah, when you hear people talk about how they feel defenseless without one and how they need it because other people have it, it's very alien to someone who's been born and raised in England, where no one's ever had one or we've never felt the need to have one. You know, even criminals like have a hard time getting their hands on one. You know, you're much more likely to be threatened with a knife than anything else, and that's scary enough in itself.
Yeah.
You know, even our police officers and law enforcement, I don't know if they still don't have guns, but they definitely didn't used to have guns. I think they just have like tasers and what do you call them? Curmudgeons? I've forgotten the name of them. Bludgeons?
Baton thing?
Yeah. Oh, gun violence is very common in your country, especially illegal guns. Which country are you living in at the minute? And Bryony, thank you. I will check my Twitter DM as soon as the stream is over. Thank you for the heads up. This is the last frame of this motion, and then I am going to gonna all be refinement and getting her back to her original pose.
Yeah, it's a weird moral trade-off when you feel like you need to be able to cause harm to others in order to protect yourself. Like if someone pulled a knife on me or a gun on me, I would just be like, take whatever you want.
Yeah, just take my money. Like, whatever, just don't hurt me. You can have whatever you want.
But I think a lot of people like, I wouldn't want to give them that because that's valuable to me. I would rather protect it and protect myself. I guess like a gun in that case would be pulled for like I have one, you have one, stalemate. But I think rather than stalemating, it's more likely to provoke the person. Like they'll end up in a gun, both people getting shot maybe, or like one person.
Well, I've seen a couple of things where there's been someone who in America who has gone and shot a place up, like either a company or
True.
Or you know, God forbid, anything like a school or just some public place. And the comments have been like, if the people in that building had guns, then they would have stopped the situation sooner. And I'm just thinking about one person going around shooting up a building and everyone else in the building having guns too. And just the fact that that would just be a massive shootout.
Yeah.
Especially in something like a public place.
Yeah, there'd be more shots going.
Yeah.
More chance of...
You'd be shooting... There'd be a bunch more people shooting guns in a public place. There was that really, like, gut-wrenching thing that happened the other week where police officers were going after someone who'd robbed a jewelry store.
Oh yeah.
And then commandeered someone's car and told them to help them get away. And the police officers just shot up the car and they hit 2 civilians, I think, because it was in the middle of traffic, and killed them, and also killed the driver who was being held at gunpoint by the people in the car.
Yeah.
Because they just unloaded on the car, and they also used civilian cars as shields.
I mean, I think also what happened was the jewelry store owner opened fire on the jewel thief as well, and they fired back while they were escaping.
Yeah.
It hit one of the workers in the jewelry store as well.
Yeah.
It's
a young
weird.
lady,
Like,
I think.
I just feel like lives aren't really worth jewelry.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, man. Like, I'd be like, that sucks. It was insured, though. I'm just glad no one got hurt.
I guess it just doesn't compute for me because
Yeah, just like whenever I would rehearse scenarios like that in my head, I would always be like, just take whatever you want. Please don't hurt me. Here's my wallet, here's my phone.
I think a lot of crime can be attributed to poverty, though. And I think if you are in a point where like losing your phone would be a huge detriment, like maybe you needed to pick up work, or like if losing your phone would actually endanger your family or something like that, I can see why there's more desperation to hold on to it.
I guess so, but I would just tell my family, like, I got held up by a gun, and so I'm sorry I gave them my phone because it was kind of that or potentially get killed.
I'm a bit quiet. Oh no. Maybe it's because I don't want to talk about guns.
But I don't know other people's situations, the thing. So it's easy for me to say what I would do, given that, you know, right now I live in a place without guns and I've never really experienced that before.
Yeah, Little Pinula says, if it could be resolved by giving up some material items, I would do it in a heartbeat, but that's not always the case. And when it's not the case, it doesn't compute. Like if someone is holding you up to mug you, surely just taking the stuff that they want should be enough. Them causing violence after that.
Well, there's things like the shoot-ups where they're not necessarily after anything.
Yeah. But
except hurting people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's trouble. It's like introducing fire into an environment.
It is. Like, if someone came at me with a gun, that would be terrifying. But I don't necessarily think me having a gun too would mean that people wouldn't get hurt. Yeah, like it. I have no clue why people do these things. I cannot understand the frame of mind people have to be in to want to hurt others that way.
Yeah.
Which I guess is a good thing. Sometimes I wish that I understood more so we could try and stop it from happening as much, though.
Some things don't have logical
No,
thing you can trace back.
It doesn't have to be logic, even if it's just emotional. Knowing where that person's coming from, what their reasons are. Like,
Yeah.
there has to be something in society that's feeding that.
There's footage of I'm not gonna say which specific Asian place it was because I don't remember it. But there's footage of this guy coming into police station, I think with a knife, and he's really angry and is emotional. And I think there's a detective or a cop there who's standing like in front of him. It's shot from the side. He's come through the entrance. He's yelling. He's angry. He's got a knife, and the cop just is like sitting there, and he just talks down.
Yeah.
He's just like,
don't do this.
That it basically just like, you know, explain
what's wrong. Why do you
wrong,
need the money?
Like not money, but like why are you trying to cause harm to us here?
Yeah.
And just treats him with like kindness. And then it's not a kind of thing where he takes the knife and then wrestles the guy to the ground. It's just like it's gonna be okay. Let's just talk this through. It's a really, I think, a really powerful demonstration of like when people are in those heightened emotional aggressive state, like being violent toward them or like trying to subdue them with force isn't always the correct response.
Yeah, like people are individuals, and you know what works for one person won't work for another person. So
yeah, that's not like going to work in every scenario.
Yeah, that's interesting, Quinn. You think if someone breaks into a place home in the daytime, they want your stuff, but if they come at night, they want your life? Because I don't know where you live. In England, normally people break into places, take your stuff at night because it's harder to catch people in the dark. Like, if they case your joint and wait till you're out, then fair enough, but in the daytime you're kind of more likely to find people in the houses. Like, getting away from people at nighttime is easier, so a lot of criminals tend to operate at night.
Yeah, I guess going on the assumption that trying to would elevate your sense of fear different cultures.
Yeah, I guess that's why I'm happy that I'm no one of like any kind of reputation. Is like, why would anyone ever want to kill me? It's just like,
well, after this public discussion about Star Wars gun crime,
that's true.
you kind of forgot.
True, I shouldn't have talked so much about story. It is very difficult for people like Mike and I to understand, though.
We want to know. We want to understand.
Just because we don't live in that climate, you know. So it's very alien. So
it does also discourage us from wanting to live.
Oh yeah.
In anywhere that there's gun crime.
I am terrified to live in America because of gun laws and because of capital punishment. Like, one of my greatest fears is being accused of a crime I didn't commit. Yeah. Like, it would be a crazy thing to happen, but definitely not unheard of.
Did you know the law of double jeopardy?
I feel like I've heard of it. Go on, explain.
It's where you can't be convicted of the same crime twice. Or something.
You can't be accused of the same crime twice.
You can't be like punished for the same crime twice.
Okay.
So I think
if you can rob 2 different places, you can be punished 2 different times. But if
I think it only counts for murder.
Right.
So you can't be convicted of killing the same person twice.
Gotcha.
So I've only seen it in a film, so I don't actually know if it's real. But this woman is convicted of her husband's death, or for murdering her husband, but the husband faked his death, and she got convicted.
Oh yeah, because there's a
Wrongly.
film called Double Jeopardy, isn't there?
Yeah,
That is about that very thing.
yeah. That's where I got it. A strange law to put in place.
Yeah. Also, Quinn, that's not rude at all. Don't even worry about it. Like, it's good to hear different viewpoints and opinions on these things for sure. It makes sense what you're saying.
We appreciate your point of view.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm just worried that for some reason, circumstances will fall just into a really unfortunate sequence for me, and somehow I'll get accused of doing something and just not have a defense that really stands up against whoever's accusing me. You know, it's scary.
If we did move to America and the channel suddenly just becomes Swift, please bring justice.
What does that mean? Are you saying I'd murder you?
Yeah.
I would murder you. I need you.
You have literally said the words, "I will murder you" to me.
I have, and that's exactly the kind of reason that I would be like falsely accused of doing it. I'd be like, it was a turn of phrase, and they'll be like, on several occasions between these 2 years, no less than 35 occasions, you said on camera that you would murder him.
Pablo's like, on stream.
People saw you being violent toward him. Like, no, that's just I express myself by my affection through, you know, little punches and pushes and physical contact. Is like, that's not what I look like. Yeah.
Yeah, the reason there's not a webcam is so you can't see me flinch.
That's so awful. You should never accuse me of that.
I shouldn't joke about it. I have flinched in a public place though when you were like gonna raise your hand to like my cheek or something, and I'm like, I'm so used to you being a trickster.
Yeah.
And like booping me on the nose and stuff.
I mean, that's completely fair. But it does look weird to people who don't know us. That I like raise my hand to his face and he flinches. I'm like, it's not what it looks like. I swear.
I remember when I did it on purpose just to make you feel bad.
Oh, it was awful. Everyone was like, what do you do to him? Nah, I'm not gonna move that leg. Screw that. Let's get her back to her original pose.
Wait, my microphone. Away from my mouth. Cough if you need help.
Oh no.
Sorry for the ASMR screwing.
Heh.
Oh, I can't get this easy. I'll do it after.
What are you doing?
Like my microphone keeps like doing this. It just goes like this.
Oh, it keeps like tilting slowly away from you.
Yeah. I'm gonna mute my microphone and position it properly.
No, why? Also on this. I don't want that. I don't want these. I don't want that. Oh, I see why. Blank frame. And now I merge it down. Yeah. Remembering how to do the things on this program. So I need to get from there to there.
I wonder if our microphones can do ASMR.
I think probably. They're pretty good.
Is anyone here susceptible to ASMR? ASMR screwing, that's against terms of service.
You mean apart from you, Mike? Because you're sensitive to it, right?
Please don't try. Oh, do you not like ASMR? Okay.
I respect that.
India does it. It doesn't work in India. It always works for me.
No, I don't get it at all. It's never worked in my experience.
But you're so ticklish, though.
Yeah, that's because I'm hairy.
It is.
I'm like a werewolf, man. I've got like dark body hair and it's super sensitive. So whenever you're even close to my arm, I'm like, woo!
You got the lanugo.
That you get for being part werewolf. Which, let it be known on the stream, I now canonically am, because I decided that it sounds cool.
You're part werewolf.
Yeah.
Right. Little Queen was like, not the biggest fan, but I honestly can't stop you. I think a lot of like ASMR specific channels take it way too like they go a bit kind of sexual and creepy.
Well, there is something I think inherently kind of sexual about ASMR.
Nah, man. Like
because it implies an intimacy with someone.
I think it's more like.
And I link intimacy to romance.
Yeah. I think people take it that way. I like the ones where it's just like someone reading a book or something.
Yeah, but why do they have to whisper to you when they read it?
Is it?
Because it makes them feel intimate.
No, it's the tingly sensation caused by like sounds being recorded.
I guess without experiencing it, it's very hard for me to like understand exactly where you're coming from with it.
You ever have someone like run their fingers?
Yeah.
And
Well,
get,
my hair is not run fingerable throughable a lot of the time. I have very like
do you know the
Viking-esque hair.
Okay, so rather than tickling you, you know if like someone runs a finger up your back.
Yeah.
And you get a kind of like pringly, tingly sensation. It kind of runs up your spine. Do you not get that?
Sometimes, I guess.
Well, it's that happens.
They're not distract when you're trying to work.
It makes you sleepy.
It makes me sleepy. This sounds like magic.
Yeah, there are plenty of wholesome ASMR videos. I like Goodnight Moon.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. You were explaining it to me and you were like, she's selling dragons. And I was like, okay, cool. That's pretty rad.
Yeah. You like the soap cutting stuff. Cool.
Ooh. I haven't seen soap cutting stuff. Maybe I should have a look.
I feel like I could put stuff on the windowsill.
Yeah, plants. Give us some plants.
You want some plants?
Yeah, you could put one on the shelf as well.
Over here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that'd be quite interesting.
I remember
Lightning
soundproofing.
And the soundproof. Okay, I'll do the soundproofing first.
I'm excited for a day of animating. It's gonna be fun, guys. Gonna have a good time.
What sort of shape should I do?
The plan.
For the soundproofing?
Oh, I don't know. They always look the same to me. They're like little pyramids next to one another.
Yeah. You're talking about these ones.
Yeah, they're the ones that I see in the background of the YouTubers I watch.
Yeah.
Just gonna have some tea.
We should get some. I don't think our flatmate would appreciate it if we.
No, but I would really like to have my own apartment with you sometime in the future, and then we should totally soundproof it.
Yeah.
Make cool patterns.
Make lightsabers.
And get a kitten. and a ferret.
I wonder if I could just like.
Paint over it. That looks like really industrial though. That's much larger than the average one that you see on streamers' walls.
Yeah, but it won't show scale. I could just like copy and paste it.
You know, that's true. That is a true.
I might do that.
What colours would you have? Would you have green and orange?
For the soundproof.
Mm.
No, I'm gonna make it dark.
I meant for us in the future.
Oh,
Yeah.
for our soundproofing.
Mm.
It would be dark because that's what it comes in.
No, it comes in different colours.
Really?
Yeah.
I think if, like our screen color might, if we have it on a video, could be it's something different.
Yeah, you see.
Oh.
That's why I was like, we'd have. You know, what colour would you like? That's why I asked what colour you would like.
Yeah.
If the answer was only black, then
if it's a big block like that, yeah, whatever. Like we could do checkerboard. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I'd probably do black
ones-
in one of our color and black in one of our color, not
Cool.
our colors together.
I've
Yeah.
seen people do them in different patterns and stuff. Pretty cool.
Is it expensive?
Oh, I have no clue. I've never looked. We've never been in a position to get any.
Lost the chat. Here we go. Maybe you could do pixel art with different color. Oh, Palbro Fella says, I wish you the best future with the little kitty cat.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been getting itchy feet lately, which is my way of saying I don't like staying in the same place for a long time. Get kind of restless. And a lot of our friends who are our age already have like really nice houses that they've settled down in. And to be fair, it's a bit tougher when you're doing freelancing time. Because the friends who have those all have full-time jobs in studios, which is how they can afford to do that. We can't really afford to do that. But it kind of made me wish that we had a space of our own that we could completely customize.
Gotcha.
Also, I just really want to get a cat with Doig because he loves cats and he's super cute with them.
Love
But
cat.
he's never grown up with a kitten.
Not true.
Not true?
No, I had cats when I was a kid.
Yeah, but you said that you had cats
I had
and
a
that
kitten
you didn't spend
once.
too much time with them.
I had a kitten once, but I was really young, and it tried to kill it. So
Yeah.
my mum gave it away.
Yeah, from what you've told me, you were never very like
I was never hands-on with
intimate
cats.
with your cats. They were kind of just there at your mum's house,
Yeah,
and you only really started to interact with them in recent years.
yeah. I'd never picked up a cat until Buffy.
Exactly, like you hadn't picked up a cat until we moved to the house we're in now,
Yeah,
which for someone who grew up with cats is strange.
I'd lifted my mum's cat off a windowsill, but it's very much like
Arms
grab and
length.
drop. Yeah. I'd never held a cat where I'm like, hello, little cuddly.
I think you'd be so adorable with a kitten. I
I want
think
a
you'd
cat.
love it so much.
I want a cat
And
that
I
sits on me.
I really want. I think you guys will be best friends. I really want to have a little friend with you, little furry friend. Move to Kilkenny. Brian, you don't tempt it. Well, we did try. We tried to move to Kilkenny, but because we're freelancing, no one wanted to have us.
No one
No
wanted it.
landlords wanted us because they would say, "So, what's your annual salary and where do you work?" And we'd be like, "Well, we're freelancing, so at the minute our project is X amount. We don't necessarily have an annual salary, but we do have consistent work." And they'd be like, "Okay, well, we think we'll go with the person who has a job."
If it's all the same to you, you know?
Yeah, we tried for a long time to move to Kilkenny, but no one wanted us. No one wanted us.
What I wanted.
So, you know, we'll keep trying. Keep keep our eyes peeled for opportunities.
That soundproofing was a lot a lot quicker to do than I thought it would be.
Hey.
Namely because
Can you like cut it off halfway down the wall?
you are halfway down the wall.
Thank you. I'd love to go somewhere like Canada. That'd be a cool place to live. Yeah, we'd be able to draw the cute kitty and animate him or her. Yeah? And you guys would be able to see them on the stream.
Next time, just
Lie. I think you have to provide like proof for stuff like employment. But I appreciate the thought.
Say you work for nights and this is your wage, you don't have to mention it's freelance.
They asked for like annual though. And for an annual wage, it would be very low because it's per project. They asked for proof, Hardik. They asked for like a letter of employment from your employer, stating like that your annual salary is correct and that you've worked with them for X amount of time, full time.
Would she have soundproofing anywhere else in her room?
I was just gonna have it around where the computers was, because I like having different sides to her room being able to be shown.
Cool.
Yeah, at that point we'd have to ask Patrick to lie for us, and I would not be up for doing that. Tell them to watch our work. I wish that a lot of the people who we were trying to rent from, were as impressed by animation as we are.
Wow, they make animation.
Wow, cartoons. Is that porn from Japan that you draw?
Oh. Yeah, yes it is.
Make a fake employer. We work for John's light bulb company. Yeah, it's a new startup business, but they're doing extremely well already. We manufacture light bulbs. Here is a letter from Sir Winston
Of
Chap
Churchill.
Handles, our employer.
Winston Chap
Oh, you wish to call him? No problem. I just have to go and check on something outside.
Oh, hello, this is Winston Chef Handles. Thank you for contacting me. Yes, India is a very reliable employer. Do not call me at this number again. I'm very busy for the rest of the day.
Oh, did you call him? Oh, fantastic. I'm glad he confirmed everything. Yeah, it's good to know. So when can we move in? Our annual salary is like 120,000 a year, you know, each. Each.
Ooh.
I mean, we could try it.
I was very convinced.
Yeah, were you convinced?
And I knew you were lying, and I was convinced.
I think we can start a company nowadays. Emlet came when he heard that it was Japanese porn. I'm sorry, Emlet, it's not really Japanese porn. It's the way some people perceive anime. Yes, Kib. If I ever made hentai, I would make the best hentai. I'm like a Guinness ad. Aren't they the ones who are like... Or is it Strongbow?
Sorry for sneezing directly into the microphone.
There's some beer where it's like, we don't make... we don't make cars, but if we did, they'd be the best car.
Wait.
That's me. If I was going to animate porn, it would be the best animated porn.
The story.
The story would be so good. The characters designs would be so nice. The animation, I'd make sure we got the animation like you could feel the texture of the skin, the plumpness of the boobies would be well conveyed. It would be a respect. Princeton Jam, what is going on? I think we've decided that we're going to start a new company that's based around animating really, really good hentai. And that's going to help Mike and I get a place in
Everything we
Kilkenny.
dreamed of.
Yeah, and then we can start the light bulb company as well off the back of that. I'm being very slow because I'm so busy thinking about starting a hentai company. Where's this arm going? It's got to go back on the controller. Oh my gosh, this song again.
Yeah. It's not a long playlist.
We need to get a playlist that's a bit longer than this. You'll be rich, and that's all I want. I just want to be rich. I don't. I mean, the dream is just to have enough money to get by without needing to worry about it. To have enough money that you don't need to worry too much about money is like the ideal amount.
Ooh. Oh, there you go.
Save me from myself. This is such a nice looking scene, Mike. You didn't add any more potato chips though.
I'll add more in a second.
I don't know what you think.
You think I should like leave the moon out of it?
Me?
No.
Oh.
I ran out of bandage.
Oh no!
First OVA, Knights of the Light Table. Okay. Do you think I should just remove the moon entirely? Maybe.
Where are my palm trees, Mike? I want my palm trees.
Where are your fucking palm trees at?
Yeah, where are my fucking palm trees at, yo?
You want the
I was
plant-
supposed to know it's California. Oh, maybe I had a cat in the window or specifically.
I'd love to add a cat.
Oh. I love the way that Ross holds him on stream, like just a baby. Orf is such a big softie. Soft fan.
Came through dripping Aquafina, I'm sipping 15, kept a weapon on me. Blow make bitches, I'm
You okay, Mike? What was that, yo?
I was adding to the song.
Oh, nice.
Love is love. Love is
Yo, you got rhythm.
Bindo with the switch again.
You snatched and popping, Doig.
Am I really snatched and popping?
Snatched and popping, man.
What does that mean?
I think it means cool.
Oh, okay. That can be cool.
I'm cool.
LABB been the G, baby. Been big papa word the G, baby. Look, labs till I'm finished. Had a handful of lemons through the hand. Got a bag, now the hands in the business. For my hand, it's a ticket. Talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma.
That wasn't a burp. That was me like. That's one thing that I don't think I could do is like the burps that Dan and Aaron, well, mostly Aaron, do on stream. They just go for it.
Would you want to?
No. I think it just looks like claws at the window. Maybe I need to like put the palm tree further away.
Love is love. Love is love. Hold up with it, got my back on Pippin, bitch. I'm back in kitchens with the tray. Bitch, windows tinted like
Yeah, definitely give it some distance as well.
Swish, she got vision just like any women giving me
In that distance. In the I came through dripping Aquafina, I'm sipping 15, kept a weapon on me. Blow make
business, I'm my business. Stack chicken like what it's gon' be. Crew in the cut, hey, you want us red run when I tell a bit piece. Love is love.
It's just a way of signaling us that
Love
he
is
needs
love.
to
Adios. Love is love.
teach you how to be cool. Oh, I don't. That's not a skill that can be taught.
Yeah, sorry, you're just born with it, you know. Just you're born with it, or you have to kill someone who's cool and claim their coolness for your own.
It's a zero-sum commodity.
Coolness has to be inherited through blood. Have you used TV Paint before? No, but I have a lot of friends who use it and swear by it.
She has it.
Haven't really used it much though. Because I keep getting distracted by other animation programs I know better. Never seems to be a good time to put a lot of time into learning something new, you know? But I have a lot of friends who swear by it and say it's really good. So I think it's a really good choice for an animation program, especially for hand-drawn stuff, I hear. Like, if you're looking to do 2D puppet, then Toon Boom's probably the better shout. But for hand-drawn stuff, I think Paint's pretty up with that. A great plot for a movie, inheriting coolness. That's what a Sonic movie would be about.
Yeah.
You know, the one I'm going to direct.
What would it be called? Way past cool.
Yeah. It would. And it would be about how Sonic became so cool in the first place. I can get away with just like popping into this pose, I think. If I just do another in-between frame here.
Check out that link from Batissimo. It's good stuff.
Oh, Batissimo, thank you for shouting about us. Where is this?
Earth. Dublin.
No, not, I don't mean like that. I'm seeing a drawing, I don't know where it's coming from.
Your hand.
No.
Could you
Okay.
imagine you were like sitting here going, what is this? Where are these drawings coming from?
Wow, Mike. Such a mean man. So mean. Here I am doing my darndest to learn how to use this program again. And yeah, you are making fun of me.
That's what I'm here for.
Making fun of me.
I gotta keep you on level.
How do I use the onion skin in this program?
I don't know.
Truly, that is the question.
Ask the math.
Maybe it's on the toolbar somewhere. Let's see. Toolbar shown. Oh, onion skin? Onion skin. Hey, there we go. Yeah, show me them drawings.
Sure. Draw?
Show me them drawings, put them on my screen. I need to see the drawings. Yeah. Okay. Give. Oh, why is it not? How is this working? I don't.
Ish.
You don't know how to. Well, you know what? Never mind. It's fine.
You don't know how to. Well.
Yes, I don't need to know. I guess. I'll just draw it from my head. It's in my head. It's in my head. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Hey, hey. That's what she does.
That cranberries.
No, it's the woman who sings like that. I
From
don't.
the band The Cranberries.
I don't know. What's her name?
I don't know her name. You're singing Zombies though, from The Cranberries.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, she's saying zombie.
Yeah.
I thought she was saying sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
No. The song is called Zombies.
Oh. I only heard it on the radio. What do you know?
I don't know how to. I don't know how to position these tweets.
They're like kind of like zombies in themselves, aren't they? Like wandering around in the fog outside the window.
Yeah. Zombie. And it's just like, hey, where you at? Where you at?
Yo, girl! Let me in your window!
Hey,
Hey! It's
Hey.
raining outside!
hey, where you at?
What you playing, girl? Hey! Why you not receive my text? You ain't replied! Hey! Hey! Girl! Babe! Yo, where my trees at?
He's in the house. But not really, they're outside the house.
Ooh, I'm that Santa and Brimlight thingy.
Okay. Oh, that's this time.
Das ist nice, ja.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That.
Look at that. Pretty.
Okay.
Real pretty.
Do that. Let's do that, and then let's add that to the trees outside. Okay.
So let me ask you what your impression was of Krita. Think of it.
Fucking frustrating.
Frustrating.
Yeah.
You say with this.
Yeah, I thought more Narns would be better than less Narns, but turns out no, it's not the case.
More norms just means more norms.
Yeah.
As it turns out.
It was interesting though, for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh wait, I forgot to change. I forgot to change what we were doing on Twitch. So we've been streaming to Super Mario Maker.
Oh no.
Sorry about that.
I'm sorry for any viewers who came here thinking that they would see gameplay.
I'll just yeah.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Professional.
I'm not used to changing that ever, and I did it the other day. Cool. Well, sorry about that. Habro fella, I was lied to.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I was doing that yesterday, 2 days ago, though.
That's true. Were.
Yeah.
Hope you had a good time.
I had a good time. I thought these arts was Mario Maker 2. This makes much more sense. I just opened up the dashboard and I was just sort of like, oh no,
Oh no.
oh no. Okay, let's steal Emlet from like.
Thank you very much, Emlet.
Oktoberfest.
I'm excited to see this animation with the background.
Are you gonna fill in the character for the Animonthly today?
Yeah, I'll put some blocking behind them just so that you can see them easily.
I was playing Ross's levels, yeah. I streamed it to Twitch only, so if you want to see me grind my face against those, they're on the latest video. Well, not the latest video, but they're on the Twitch. I beat 2 of them.
You beat one of them off stream.
Or
did you beat 2 of them on?
I beat 2 of them on stream. I beat the 3rd one off stream. I booted it up yesterday off stream to be like, I'll just practice this, and then on my second go I got it. So
It was not having the pressure.
maybe so. But what I think there's 2 routes to that level. It was the you are a monster one. So if I play it again on stream, I'll do the monster route. This will mean that we have to add a rim light to Slimemantha, but I have a plan for that.
Is it the plan that Patrick showed?
Yeah.
Patrick has this cool trick that he used on one of his recent animations to create a rim light on a character that can be keyed and animated in its intensity and direction.
Yeah.
Which was very cool because it meant that you could sort of dynamically change that rim light to reflect where the light source was coming from, even if the character was moving.
Yeah.
So it made it feel much less cut and paste rim lighty than a similar technique does in other productions. Because I've seen people try and use rim light as quick lighting passes.
Yeah,
We've tried to do it.
I think if you do it too thick, it looks not good, but as a rim light, it's good. For those not familiar with the term rim light, it's when you have a light that hits, it's like behind your subject and it's just to the side enough that it catches the surface that you're seeing receding away from you.
So like that, like you have on the chair there.
Yeah.
Rim light's so nice, I agree, Emlet. I love the way that Jordan handled his lighting on the Game Grumps animated.
That was really
It
cool.
looked like he animated the mask.
Yeah.
So awesome. A lot of work, but the results were very cool. Gave him complete control over how he wanted his lighting to look.
I feel like my keyboard stopped responding.
Oh no, that's not good.
Nope. And it's working for that. And now it's working. Okay, cool. Okay, little commuler, that makes sense. Thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate you
I think we
filling.
have to end this now, I think. Either way, it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I think I actually went a little bit over what we were meant to do.
Yeah, I think
And I
so.
got to get back to doing other animations that aren't this.
Do you want to work a little bit on this so you get something ready for Animonthly, or do you want to do that later on?
Yeah, I might do that later on. I think I might focus on the workday animation for now, and then do this later on.
Gotcha.
After the workday's over.
I wonder what happened.
Since America is on a later time zone than us, I'll still just be finished with that.
Magic light. Too much garlic, Luigi. I love making things though.
Yeah, you do. I often have to calm you down on the projects that we're working on. Be like, yeah, I like the glow. It might be a little bit much. It's like the entire screen is white.
That's not so bad though.
No, that's really nice.
Yeah.
That looks dope.
Shine.
That word feels very unnatural to me.
There's dope.
Yo, dope
Glow.
dog.
Glowy. Yeah. Oh. Nice.
It looks clutch. That also feels unnatural to me.
Clutch.
Yeah.
That was a really good call. Thank you. On that. Oh, I like receiving good advice.
Yeah.
Putting that little good before it. And being like, I love receiving advice. And the unsolicited heavens will open. Da, da. I like receiving good advice from friends. Two caveats.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a quick play. There is some stuff that I need to fix with this animation. Lots of things getting bigger and smaller that shouldn't be. Lots of things in the wrong place. But I hopefully will be able to fix a bit of that today. I'm glad I added that extra settle. It feels much more convincing with that extra settle in there. But I can definitely feel things. Some things are like transforming around and feel too big. So I'll try and fix those as best I can.
Yeah. Cool. Who would you like to raid?
Who's available to raid? Me. Try and make it more visible to you guys.
Right. Battle at the A-Drop.
We could do A-Trop. Who's streaming art right now?
Mac, Brett. So much fun.
Let's do A-Trops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Gotta support your friend. Well, we really appreciate you guys coming by.
Yeah, and Mike. Oh, this is looking so fudging cool.
Thank you.
I love it.
We'll get your animation in there.
Oh no.
I'll get more potato chip.
Get more potato chips.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us. It's been a really fun morning. We'll be back on Wednesday.
Yes.
Also, if anyone happens to have been following our Knights and Bikes Let's Play, then I'm happy to say that we finally finished the game.
We did, yes, yeah.
And hopefully we'll be uploading those episodes this week, so Tuesday, Thursday.
And then it'll be done.
Yeah, and then we'll be continuing a short hike probably after that.
Mm-hmm.
We have episodes to upload for that.
Yeah, we had a bunch of series kind of stuff over the holidays.
Oh, and thank you, pal, for the reminder, because I would have forgotten. So that's really helpful.
You know us too well.
Yeah. All right. See you guys. Have an awesome day. Best of luck with all your projects and everything.
Yep. Take care.
And may the rest
of your day
be filled
with
adventure.
Go shout adventure at A-Trop if you're going to head over.
Do it.
We're off. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We've been Doig and Swift.
Woo! You've been awesome. Bye.
Take care, everyone. Raid.